Hello, we've been here for about a year. Well, actually we've been here a year. So I wanted to just give a video update to show you what I've been doing in the yard. This is the pear tree that's been here for decades. And we've actually got quite a lot of pears coming in. But that's not what I wanted to show you. So, as you might have seen in some of the other updates, I started building the fence around the backyard last year, and I got to about there, and then this year I decided I needed to finish putting in the rest of it. I've only put in the posts, but I've got the whole side over there done, and the whole front is of course finished. I also built 2 raised beds, which are now full of vegetables. Most of the things that we have in the garden, as far as vegetables and fruits, most of the vegetables we got because I'm part of the garden resource program in Detroit. So I think almost all of this first bed is part of that program, so I didn't pay for anything. And then these, let's see, we have lettuce over here. These are collards and cabbages. And over there is broccoli and kale. I put some herbs in that I bought in here to fill in some of the gaps because I want them to come back every year as well. Over here, most of these are, let's see, there's leeks and onions here, chives, that we got from the garden resource program. These are all different assorted peppers that we got. I bought these 3 peppers. And then we have planted beets here from seed that I got at the resource program. Carrots here. These are cucumbers that we had Amir's parents bring us when they were here last year from Israel. And I'm hoping that they do well here. This coming week I'm going to dig up and plant corn. I'm going to do 3 sisters: corn, beans, and squash of some sort. All of the wood chips that we've installed, put in, are free from the garden resource program. So you'll start to see the idea of what we're going to be doing is putting in paths throughout the garden. This is a tomato bed that I've decided to put here for this year because we're not really using this space. All of these, or a lot of these, came from the garden resource program as well. I think I only bought 2 of these. This is one of the cherry trees that Amir's parents bought us, and as you can see, we're getting cherries already. Back here is another of the cherry trees that they bought us as a housewarming, and this has a few cherries as well coming in, which is pretty cool considering that we just put them in last year. What the idea is with our paths is that each of the trees is going to be ringed with a path of wood chips, and we're going to go all the way around. I haven't finished this yet, but I'm digging a small trench to allow for us to put in 2 to 3 inches of wood chips, which will contain moisture and help the trees, hopefully. And as they decompose, there'll be a lot of nutrients going into the ground. We purchased so far about $200 in various plants. The rest has been free. All of these are just flowering plants that will attract butterflies, because I really want the yard to be beautiful as well. And it will attract pollinators to help pollinate all of our fruits and vegetables. This row is all raspberries that we got for free. My uncle has a church and they had raspberries, but they're going to build a new building and they were in the way, so I went and dug them all out. And most of them survived. I think there's like 3 or 4 out of 20 that didn't. Have some mint over there. And the fence, although not perfect, is pretty good considering I put it in myself. This is what I'm calling our abomination tree because it's a cocktail apple tree, so it has 3 types of apples, which my sister and Haley talked me into getting, even though I didn't want to, because I think it's weird that it has 3 types of apples on one too. This is a Honey Crisp that we purchased, apple tree. And then over here is a Red Delicious apple that we purchased. Basically, I bought a couple of different apples online that they didn't have. One will go here, and one will go back there. And then I've got 2 more spaces where the green posts are that I'm going to put in 2 plum trees and hope they grow. I'm hoping just to put a few white birch in the back just as another type of tree, even though it doesn't really do anything. Eventually I'm going to put the fence all the way across the back. And I'll walk you over to the new side lot that we will be purchasing as soon as it's up for sale. As you can see, I still have to finish this path. This will be the first one that I finish and fill with wood chips. This is the side lot where the house used to be. And the plan is that we'll also be putting in the fence all the way around, and it will go up to the corner of the house, up in the front. And the plan will be that up in the front of the area will be where I want to plant some nut trees. Then I'll have a few more fruit trees on this side as well. I'll kind of continue the same pattern over that I did on the other side. Probably put in peach and nectarine over here. And then the plan back here is that we're going to someday put in a natural swimming pool, probably in the next 2 to 3 years, when we can afford it. And what that means is that it will be non-chlorine water. It'll be filtered by plants, so it'll look more like a pond than a swimming pool. Back over here where the mess is, this structure will eventually become a shed or workshop for tools and other supplies. I'm going to use the existing shape and build a base, and then on top of it I'll build the structure, because it's already on a cement slab that's in fairly good condition. The cement slab actually used to be the garage, and over here I'm just, the slab goes all the way to the end where that wooden post is. So we're going to use this kind of as a little patio, and hopefully at some point when we have a pool in, we'll have a little, not diving area, but kind of like a little dock that goes into the pool. Of course the fence will go all the way along the back. And the plan for the future, all these sticks that are in the ground are just marking out where our paths are going to be. I've been mowing to kind of create the paths. And what's going to be is, in this area here is where I'm going to build a chicken coop, so they are out of the way, but they'll have access to roam around the yard. This will be a plum tree. Over here will be a plum tree. And what ended up happening is that I miscalculated a little bit, but I'm using it, a good way. These little areas here are just where the paths didn't actually meet because of my calculations being a little off, but that's okay. It turned out that I actually like that, so I'll be able to plant